What's up, guys? Mason the Rock Henderson here. This is Criminal Minds Beyond Borders series premiere, and yeah, it was fairly average as far as premieres go. I've seen definitely a lot worse as far as premieres go, uh, but it does feel like they are setting up a good show in general, and that's kind of there are some problems with this. Don't get me wrong. There are some problems that I do have with this episode. Um, but overall, what I do want to kind of focus on is the fact that this is the first episode. They do have a lot of potential going forward with these characters, with the premise of this show, and I'm going to talk about that later. But as far as this episode, there are some problems. One, and this is just something I noticed, they need to make sure they don't make any more mistakes as far as when the show is showing, because they showed the what's his face. It's gonna take me a minute to get these names down, but they showed the Asian guy and the shorter girl, shorter and stouter girl that were doing the obstacle course. They were showing them doing the stuff, and then she has like a watch on that tells her heart rate and text message and stuff. She's like, I'm just living in 2015. I'm like, see, that's just, you filmed this in 2015, obviously. Because it's not 2015 no more. So, I don't know. It does seem kind of like a nitpick, but if they're going to let such little things go, it's kind of a problem. You don't want too many issues like that. You don't want too many mistakes made like that, where your show is supposed to be set now in present day, and they're calling it the year before. Like, you don't want to make mistakes like that too often. Now, that being said, it is one of two mistakes that I saw in this episode. But anyway, it just kind of popped out right at the beginning, like, oh no, I hope it doesn't continue like that. Two, the acting isn't really good. It could get better. I'm not going to say that it's going to be always terrible. The main characters, for the most part, are okay. But the side characters are just really, I don't know, the two girls that were trapped, the guy that was chasing them, it just all seemed really forced, if that's the right word. I don't know if it is, but it really did seem a bit whenever I was watching it. I don't know. Like, it just, maybe because it's the first episode, the quality overall wasn't really that great either. They were driving in the car, and it looked like it was filmed back in like 2005. Back in the early 2000s, where most TV shows had like when they're in the car and they've got the thing going on, like the video of them driving in the windows, and it was very obvious. Nowadays, it looks a lot better. It looks like they're actually out driving. This one looked really, really fake. It looked like they were clearly driving in front of a video screen. So, I don't know, just the quality of this episode in general wasn't that great. And like I said, that was kind of showed in the acting. And then the third thing was just kind of the serial killer. You want to pick a guy who's going to really capture the part, and you want to make him seem like he knows what he's doing. It didn't feel that way. It didn't feel like, first of all, the guy playing him, he was good at sounding intimidating at times, but then other times it felt like he was just kind of, it felt like the directors just said, alright, I need you to jump around and act crazy right here. And that's all they really told him. Like, it just, I don't know. He's chasing them, and then he catches them, and then some reason lets them run back out, and then catches up to them again, and just kind of stands there, and is like, "Rah, rah," and I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I'm so confused right now. Why isn't he just killing them? I thought part of it was just for the hunt, and he doesn't seem like he's hunting them. He seems like he's tracking them down and then letting them run off again. So I don't know, just the bad guy in general. Where Criminal Minds does a very good job of showing these serial killers, really having people who capture that feel of they're crazy. Um, yeah, it does. They do a good job there. This one didn't feel as strong as far as the serial killers go. That being said, though, I feel like where Criminal Minds, the niche that Criminal Minds has is that week after week you're getting these crazy serial killers that are just like, there's no way these people actually exist. Like that's one of the fun things about it is seeing how really out there these serial killers get, and watching their performances too. For the most part, is fun. This one seems like the niche is going to be experiencing serial killers in other cultures. That seems to be where they're really focusing. And if they keep that going, they have potential. Because one of the fun parts about this episode was trying to solve the case in a completely different culture. This culture doesn't respect women, so the short stout girl wants to go observe the body, and they're just like, no, 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 you're not allowed, and take the body away so she can't observe it. She can't do an autopsy. That makes it difficult. She has to sneak in and take pictures of the body, pretty much breaking their law. It's very interesting to see where they're going to take that, because I feel like they could do a lot with that. They could go to really, really just out there places and experience laws that maybe some of us have never even heard of. I'm excited to see if they do stuff with that. That's one of the things I'm talking about as far as, potential for the show. They could do a lot of fun stuff with that if they continue to really use that. Because Criminal Minds, like I said, the niches, the serial killers, they really focus in on the serial killers. They focus in on them. They have scenes showing what they're doing, scenes showing what's going on in their mind. That's part of the show. This one, they showed a lot of them having to kind of deal with the culture of this country in Thailand, having to deal with the culture there, having to deal with the different mindset of people there. Like the mindset there isn't the same as the mindset of people in America, so the serial killers there may have a completely different mindset than serial killers here. There's a lot of potential and a lot of fun involved in that. So hopefully they can take more of that and use that very well. The other thing that had a lot of potential is the team. The team seems pretty fun for the most part. We're still kind of getting to know them, so at this point, don't really know a whole lot about them yet, but we're learning about them. Some of them have a backstory clearly because, the one girl, I think her name's Clara, maybe? I really hope... I promise I will get the names down eventually. Just, it's the first episode. Give me time. But she's got a necklace with a ring on it, and she says, I really miss him. So, and she talks about she was on sabbatical for 2 years, so clearly she lost somebody important to her. Maybe we're going to get some backstory on that. Maybe somebody killed her husband, and we're going to get to experience that somehow. Speaking of, I want to go off on a little tangent really fast. One thing in particular I would love to see them do is to have a serial killer killing across multiple countries. Like some main killer in the background working while they're doing these little side cases. There's one killer that kills in Brazil. They go there and they solve the crime there, but they don't catch him. And then all of a sudden now he's killing in Germany. It's like, how did he get over there? Who's doing this? That would be a lot of fun to follow. Like one serial killer killing everywhere in the world and they have to follow him and try to catch him. Yeah, it just popped in my mind. Anyway, so like I said, the team in general, you've got kind of the hotch of the team, the leader, and Gary Sinise is his character. You've got the girl who's kind of the cultural expert. Kind of reminds me of JJ, just as far as JJ was the liaison that went in and kind of built the bridges for the FBI to come in and help. Kind of see her as that. You've got pretty much the Derek Morgan of the team and that Asian guy. He really physically well built. He's the guy that you want chasing down the bad guys. You've got kind of a mix between Penelope and Spencer, and the short stout girl. She's very much a personality, much like Penelope, but she's also smart and kind of weird like Spencer. Um, and then you've got the technological Penelope, but completely different gender. Um, it's that black guy that everybody hates. Um, if you don't get that reference, I'm not making a racist joke. Everybody hates Chris. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go get a life and watch more TV. But yeah, Chris from Everybody Hates Chris is the technological person that is still back home. So he's technically the Penelope of their team, even though the other girl acts more like Penelope. Anyway, so they do have a good team. They have a good team dynamic. You can see that a lot of them, they already know each other very well. They've already been working together for a while. There's potential to bring more in. They've only got 5 members. Criminal Minds has what, 7 generally? Give or take 1 or 2 depending on the week. So there is potential to bring more people in. There's potential for a couple of them maybe to leave the team. They've got potential there with this team, and I hope they take full advantage of it. I hope we really get to explore these people's lives, their backstories, maybe get a feel of who they are within the first half of this season. Don't give us an entire backstory on each of them, but it would be nice to get to know a bit more about them as we move forward. Get to know more about this team, get to know more about their personality traits, the things that they like and dislike, the things that really get to them. Like if you go to the Criminal Minds team, Spencer has issues with, like, what was the thing? Crap. The one guy that kidnapped him and like abused him, like he kind of deals with that a little bit. Derek has the child abuse molestation thing. Hotch, I can't remember what his thing is. Anyway, each of them have experienced something that that has connected them to victims before, and we've had episodes where we've learned more about them. I want something like that with this team because we need to get to know more about them. That's the only way we can really get to know them that well. But yeah, overall, I'm not going to say that it's a great show. I'm not going to say that it's a bad show. It's okay for now. It was an okay first episode with problems, mainly in just the quality of the episode, but maybe that'll get better as we move on. So yeah, overall, I would have to say that it did okay in giving me enough to see that this could be good. So we'll see where it goes from here. I'll continue to review it, even if it does get bad, and just continue to hope that maybe it'll get good eventually. But anyway, that's about it for this review. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. What do you want to see more of as this season kicks off? What characters do you like, not like? What do you see so far in this first episode? And do you think you're going to watch it more? Is a very important question. Leave a like and subscribe for more Beyond Borders, and I'll see you at the next review. Peace out.